Welcome to Cueless, the snooker podcast where we're clueless about snooker but love it anyway. I'm Ben, with me is Isaac. The obvious place to start,
Hello.
Isaac, is John Higgins winning his first ranking title in 4 years.
Where else can you start? First off, welcome to the pod. Brand new, first episode. We're just trying to bring you as much news, whatever happened in the week of snooker. If you like it, give it a like, give it a subscribe, whatever you feel. But we'll start with John Higgins.
Yes.
First ranking title in 4 years. As you said, officially the second oldest winner of a ranking title.
Impressive.
So do you know
Impressive.
who the... So with 49 years and 287, I honestly thought he was 50. No offence to John, I honestly thought he was 50.
It's not far off.
I think Mark Williams is 50, because they're all the 92
Yeah.
clubs, so one of them is. Do you know who the oldest is?
Oh, I'm going to take a guess at Ray
Take
Reardon.
a wild swing. Ray Reardon. I didn't tell him that pre-show. Didn't tell him. Yeah, Players Tournament 1982, 50 years and 14 days. So what I'm thinking is Mark Williams has won a ranking tournament the last 2 years. So 2023, 2024. If he can win one this year, you never know. He always seems to just have one tournament where he's due, I think. If he can win one this year, he'd go actually into the oldest, I think.
Yeah.
Don't know if that for a fact, but I think he's over 50.
I'd say it's a safe guess.
Safe guess. Before we actually get on to John Higgins, I'd like to just give a special shout out to Joe O'Connor.
Oh, he was superb. Absolutely
superb. Genuinely some of the best snooker I've seen in a long time. There was the 5-1, I think it was, against Trump.
Yeah, I think
5-2,
right.
sorry.
Yeah.
5-2 against Trump in the second round. There was the 7th frame, which ended up being the last frame, is one of the best. He actually did a clearance in the final, which people were like raving over.
Yeah.
I think when it was like his 6th frame, 9-6. It was basically to not lose.
Yeah.
But there was the frame to win against Trump. He was out of position pretty much 60-70% of the time, and actually the sheer potting ability to like pot himself back into the frame was insane.
Yeah.
Like every single shot was like a rescue shot. It's really impressive. I've seen similar. There's a 147 by Mark Williams where every like 3 shots he basically has to rescue the frame, and that was very similar. And Trump didn't play badly. It was Joe O'Connor. I think he made 3 centuries against him. Just can't. And then carried it on. And his next best performance was against Murphy. That was the 5-1, I think.
Well, that was the thing. Sean Murphy didn't play badly at all, but Joe O'Connor was just absolutely class. He couldn't
that was class.
That
That was the one he hit 3 centuries in, a 132 and a 100. Just really, he's so calm and just doesn't give anything away at all, does he? Just very calm and collected, very cool. He has the same thing. Obviously, they're both from Leicester as well, but he has the same thing that Selby does.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Slight guy, really small dude, but he just has some weird cue power. Like, he can get more screw on the ball than most professionals. Like, he really has that sort of... It's all technique, obviously, but like...
His safety game was quite impressive as well. There was that one frame in the final against Higgins where he needed like 4 or 5 snookers.
It was 5 snookers,
and he dragged it out a bit. I think he lost the frame. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he dragged it out.
No, I think he did.
Yeah. It was very impressive to watch.
But anyway, I think he's, in terms of exciting youngsters for British snooker, obviously Stan Moody and there's a few others coming around, but I do think Joe O'Connor's only 27, 28.
How old would you say class as a youngster?
I don't know, but when we've still got Higgins winning and Mark Williams and so I guess he's not a youngster, but he's someone that's only been a pro 5 or 6 years. I think he turned pro in 2018.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, he's just finding his feet, and I think we'll see a lot more from him. I can see him winning with the temperament he's got. I can see him winning a major or 2, maybe more. But also another shout out to a name not many people will probably know, Zach Shorty. He made his first quarter-final against Tom Ford. Zach Shorty, if anyone doesn't know, is ranked 89th in the world. And clearly likes the World Open, because this time last year at the World Open, he made a 147.
Yeah.
His only professional 147. So clearly he likes the World Open. But he beat Tom Ford in his first ever ranking quarterfinal, and he made his first ever ranking semi-final. And there's a lovely stat that Zach Shorty was playing his first ranking semi-final, and John Higgins was playing his 84. 84.
And he pushed him right to the end as well.
Seriously good game, that. Really good
I was
game.
able to watch some of it, and it was quite a difficult watch for the last couple of frames because, well, the last frame especially, he looked absolutely devastated. He was sat in the chair, Higgins clearing up, and he looked absolutely gutted.
He was so close, though.
Yeah.
It must be so hard to be so close to what would be it was already the biggest day of his career, but what could have been even bigger. I think we'll just go quickly through some sort of quite important wins. Obviously, ranking-wise, everything's sort of hotting up now with the race for the Crucible, top 16.
Absolutely.
Obviously, are seeded there, and there's a few players that would be thinking with a few good runs at the Players' Championships and the Tour Championships and the Grand Prix that starts tomorrow. They could push for the top 16. Anyway, first round, Mark Allen lost to David Lilley. David Lilley actually went on to do really well in the tournament, but that was a close one, 5-4. Mark Selby, the Welsh Open winner, lost 5-2 to Hong Yu Liu. And Stan Moody got a win, 5-2 against Graham Dott. What a legend Graham Dott is.
I love Stan Moody. I've got a weird sort of interest in him at the moment, which sounds weird because he's 18 years old, but I watched
I suppose he's our Luke Littler of
snooker.
He's
the sort of the closest we've got to a wunderkind.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I honestly wish him the best, and a win at the World Open against Graham Dott. That's nothing to be frowned at. Second round, the most impressive win in the second round by quite a bit was Joe O'Connor beating Judd Trump 5-2. Yeah. Judd Trump did not play badly. We've touched on that, though. Then we've got Sean Murphy. And Joe O'Connor must have been looking forward, thinking, well, I might have to play Sean Murphy. He beat Unnu. T-Unnu. Oh, no. He beat him 5-0. And hit a 147 for the fifth frame. Like, nothing says I'm in form like a 147 and not losing a single frame.
Yeah.
But Sean Murphy's looking, we'll get onto this later, if he actually qualifies, I think he might have to, unless he has a good few weeks. He's looking good for the Crucible, you'd think.
Definitely, yeah.
David Lilley, next round again, wins. So he punches about 40 points above his ranking. So David Lilley's 62nd in the world. He beats Yeezy Wu, who's 22nd in the world. So close game. And then we've got Ali Carter versus Jack Lazowski. A great game.
Fantastic
5-4 to Ali Carter. And Ali Carter played really well, but Jack Lazowski, an interesting comment from Ali Carter at the end, who said, I like playing Jack Lazowski because it's the closest thing we've got to Ronnie.
Yeah.
What do you take from that, what you will? I think it's the naughty snooker.
Yeah, I was about to say it's the Stephen Hendry sort of branded naughty snooker, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what makes it naughty. Whether it's
I think he just goes for a lot, doesn't he?
He does.
So Ali Carter's 14th in the world. Jack Lazowski's 24th.
Ali Carter's a player who can play that naughty snooker as well, though, I think.
Ali Carter might be. It's not the best nickname. He might be the most consistent snooker player in the world. There was actually I'm not talking consistently winning or consistently losing. He's always just around the last 16. Like, he's always got a game in the quarterfinals.
He dropped off a bit a couple of years ago, but the last two seasons he's really come back. Played at the Crucible last year for the first time in a while, didn't he?
Yes. But interesting game there. And Karen Wilson lost in the second round to Yulong Zhu, who is a top 32 player anyway, but still. That's a few early exits now for Karen Wilson.
Yeah.
And then third round, quickly, Joe O'Connor beat Michael Holt. Murphy beat Ding 5-2. Hawkins beat Ryan Day 5-3. Another really consistent player, Barry Hawkins. Maybe actually he might be more consistent than Ali Carter. He's always in and around, really gritty player. Zach Shorty beat Liu 5-2. And my favourite game of the whole tournament, John Higgins beat Yulong Zhu 5-4. And he was 4-2 down in that game. And in the interview afterwards, said when it got to 4-2, he really, really needed a shit. And the shit sort of gave him this superpower, and he won the next 3 frames, and basically he let out quite some emotion in that 5th frame that he won. Proper fist bumped, more than he let out in any other game. And I'm just thinking it must be, that was I can go for a shit fist bump.
Maybe. When you said he let out, I was expecting something worse than that. Maybe that's what it was. The emotion was just because he'd shat himself.
He shat himself, and he was like, finally I can get off. But so he sort of put the win down for the last 3 frames to just the distraction of really needing a poo. Basically took away from his inability to play snooker at that point.
I don't think that's happened to me. I don't think really needing a poo benefits my concentration levels whatsoever.
No, it would honestly. I don't know the rules about breaks. I don't know if you can go off and have an interval when you. I don't think you can't go off when you want. So obviously the interval's been and gone, and the next one's not till the game ends. So he's sort of like, right, let's finish this. Let's get this.
Let's get it over and done with.
Done. Yeah. So yeah.
Get the jobby done.
Then we've got get the jobby done. Yeah. So we go on to the quarterfinals, and this isn't being harsh on Security, but I think we could safely say, even though he'd got through to the quarterfinals, he didn't have a particularly difficult game at any point. This is the first time he's played anyone in the top 32, basically. So he played Tom Ford, but won. So, I'm saying he didn't have a difficult game, but when he did have a difficult game, he still won. So, great week for Jack Shorty. In his first ever ranking quarterfinal, a huge win against Tom Ford. John Higgins, 5-0 against Pang. So, clearly, maybe he went in and hadn't shit for 2 days and was like, right, I'm just going to store it up because it's like some sort of super fuel for snooker.
That might be his tactic.
Joe O'Connor beating Sean Murphy. Ali Carter beating Barry Hawkins. And then we just basically... the best game was John Higgins versus Zach Shorty in the semis, I think, of the whole tournament. But that's enough about the World Open. Really great result for John Higgins. First ranking title in 4 years.
I'll be honest, it's the first time I've watched the World Open, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yes,
really good. Nice capacity crowds.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh my god, the seats look so nice.
They did, yeah, very luxurious.
Compared to the Crucible where everyone's like.
But I think that has an impact, because I was thinking as I was watching it, because snooker's obviously such a massive sport in China now, but the atmosphere was like a morgue. Honestly.
Yeah.
I was watching it thinking...
Where snooker goes to die, you could say. No, it's not.
It's not, no.
It's not.
But I was thinking about it as I was watching it. I was like, it's when you... I think people take the piss out of it a bit when you talk about atmosphere in relation to snooker. But
yeah, what atmosphere?
When you watch events like
it's literally silent.
The Masters at Ali Pali and the World Championships at the Crucible, you really do sort of see the difference when you watch these ranking
There's
events.
A difference in silences, though, isn't there? There's a silence that is there, which is sort of like a muffled silence where everyone's sort of just not talking because they can't talk.
Yeah.
Whereas at the Crucible, no one is talking because everyone is there, sat with bated breath.
Yeah.
So intrigued that you can't talk, you can't speak, you're too involved in what's going on.
Also, at the Crucible, you get those breaks of really quite immense applause and then just shouts and stuff. Whereas you don't get that at the sort of ranking times. Yeah,
I know.
You have sort of immense silence and then suddenly, come on, run!
Hooliganism, but also they've got respect.
Snooker hooliganism.
Anyway, let's move. Yeah, there's no such thing. Well, we had the Just Stop Oil thing.
Yeah, it's not exactly snooker hooliganism, though, is it?
No, it's not. That's just... Anyway, we'll move on from that. On to some news from the week. The biggest... Well, there's a few big things that have come out this week, but the one I'd like to start with is Matt Selt.
Yeah.
I think... I like Matt Selt. Whenever I hear him speak and whenever I watch him play, I think... I really like the look. I like his snooker. I like the way he talks. It makes me laugh.
I like the cut of his jib.
I like the cut of that lad's jib. But he has a bit of an anger on him, and it's something it's not gone unnoticed. And he's been given a suspension. A 3-month suspension if found guilty. He's had to pay 10k for the incident. He's also paid £11,000 to the WPBSA legal teams for their costs. He's also the vice chairman of the WPBSA Players Association. Not a great look.
No, it's not.
Not a great look. And I wonder what ex-chairman Sean Murphy has to say about that. But so yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. I don't think the actual case will be going anywhere until after the season's over. So I'm sure he'll be fine. If he qualifies for the Crucible, I think
it's difficult for us to form an opinion as well, because it's only sort of the vague details of what's happened that's been.
Yeah, apparently he sent some abusive messages.
It's not been said what he texted.
It's like, you fucking what, you skewed that game. Yeah.
It's not been said whether he sort of called someone like a poo-poo head or was sort of violently aggressive.
So I honestly don't know. I'm not going to speculate.
No.
So then, obviously, probably the biggest news is that Ronnie's pulled out again.
Yes, Ronnie's return.
Again.
Suspended again.
Not so much. Yeah, Ronnie's return, which he very much came out publicly and said, can't wait for the World Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to getting back. And he has pulled out again. This time, him pulling out really does have quite a few repercussions on what that means for Ronnie O'Sullivan over the next few months. So if you don't know, the next few tournaments coming up after the World Grand Prix are the Players' Championship and the Tour Championship. They're the last two tournaments before the Crucible. The Players' Championship and the Tour Championship are basically, it's the top 16 from the one-year ranking system. Ronnie is 24th, 25th in the one-year rankings. He's like 4th, 3rd in the world in the actual rankings. But in the one-year system, he's out of the top 16. So he kind of needed to do well in the World Grand Prix. So basically that means he's not going to be at the Players' Championship. He won't be in the Tour Championship. So we're not going to see him until the 19th of April in 7 weeks when the Crucible starts. If we see him, I mean, is there a world where he pulls out of that?
I'd be very surprised.
Yeah,
I'd be very surprised.
But and we've seen him not play before.
I wouldn't put it past him. But I think...
No, I mean, I didn't think he'd pull out of the Masters, though, to be fair.
No, I think part of the pulling out of the Grand Prix is something that's obviously not right. I don't think we should speculate on as to what that is.
No, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that if he needs to pull out, out. Yeah. Go for it. Hoisin Vafai has replaced Ronnie O'Sullivan, and Ben Wollaston has replaced Stephen Maguire. Yes. Which is kind of a shame, actually, because it was meant to be Sean Murphy versus Stephen Maguire. Yeah,
you'll have to explain that to me, because I don't really understand. There's a rivalry there, then?
It's stupid, is what it is. I think, from what I didn't watch, it was like 2004, 2005. Stephen Maguire forgot his chalk.
Yeah.
When mid-frame went to get it.
Yeah.
And Sean Murphy basically spoke to the ref and asked him to basically dock the frame from him.
Yeah.
And I think Sean Murphy got the frame and Stephen Maguire wasn't very happy.
Yeah.
I don't know the rules. I don't know if that's legal. I don't know. Either way, it does feel a little bit like...
It feels petty, doesn't it?
To go get his job. Yeah, it does, yeah.
It feels very
I don't
petty.
think they've been matey since, but...
Yeah.
And then the other one, weirdly, the other one is Hoisin Vafai replacing Ronnie
O'Sullivan. The big one.
That is...
Hoisin
Vafai is a really strange character.
He is, but I really like him for that. I think he...
Oh, you need characters.
Yeah, I was about to say that exact phrase. You need characters.
Who else smashes the pack up against Ronnie O'Sullivan?
That was hilarious. It was utterly pointless. I mean, he just sort of looked up to someone. It must have been his mate or something. But it's like there was just like zero respect, but at the same time, it wasn't disrespectful because he was just being an idiot.
Yeah.
Ronnie just went up and cleared as Ronnie would do in that situation.
Yeah, as per.
But it was the comments he'd made before that where he said that players like Ronnie should retire and let younger players have a go or something like that.
Yeah, he's also had quite a strong opinion on the Crucible as well.
Yeah, he doesn't like the Crucible, does he?
Pretty much just grim.
Yeah.
Not nice. The conditions are rubbish. Probably, I think he used stronger words than that. Yeah. Yeah, so he clearly doesn't hide his opinion, which I like.
I do like that. I just think the opinion that Ronnie should retire and let other people have a go is utterly stupid.
He's still the third. He's the third in the world without playing, basically.
Yeah, the reason why he still wins is because he's still one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
And if young players aren't
and that's the only
challenging
sort
him,
of worry,
then
I guess.
why
is
should he
if
step down?
Yeah, why should he?
Why?
I mean, he literally is still third in the world.
Yeah.
I know a lot of that money was from the year before this because it's like a 2-year thing. But still valid money.
Absolutely.
And even in the 1-year rankings, he's still 24th.
Yeah.
He's still higher than Vafai.
Yeah. it's like I think it's just petulance, that. But that being said, I still really like Hossein. Did you say, is it Hossein Vafai?
It's spelled Hossein. Hossein.
Hossein. Yeah.
Hossein?
But
the Vafai bit
I think
that's
Rob
4
Walker,
out of 6
I think,
vowels.
says Vafai.
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 Of course he does. Rob Walker. Let's talk about Rob Walker.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. Nothing brings me joy like hearing Rob Walker introduce snooker players. Just
his gangly elegance.
Yeah, I think I said to you there was some truly, and we should do a separate episode on the beauty of snooker commentary.
Yeah.
No other commentary in the world can have a 15-minute silence and then
That's why it doesn't work on radio.
Yeah, snooker's not a spot for radio.
It's not, no.
Not a spot for radio. Like Rob Walker said, what did he say? Oh, he said, Joe O'Connor. This is amazing. One of the most boring facts. And what's his name? Alan McManus absolutely gave him a run for his money. But Rob Walker said, I think it was Rob Walker, said Joe O'Connor this time last year, and it was the 29th of February, obviously a rare occasion, made a 147 on the 29th of February, and then sort of a gap of like 30 seconds. No one will be able to do that for at least another 3 years. And then maybe 10 minutes later, Alan McManus goes, oh wow, it was the same game, watching Joe O'Connor play. I think it was Joe O'Connor versus Ali Carter. And he goes, wow, just noticed something. When he's playing regular shots, Joe O'Connor, the arrows in the grain of his wood face the sky. However, when he's playing shots with the rest, they face the side. And then he just went, fascinating. And then the Rob Walker just went, I thought my 147 so that was boring. I just loved it. And that's why it's the beauty of snooker commentary.
Snooker commentary is very self-aware.
Yeah, I absolutely love Alan McManus. Yeah. I think he's awesome. Maybe my fave.
Really? You'd say he's your fave?
I think Alan McManus is my fave. Or, I can't remember his name.
Not Virgo?
What's his... It's not Virgo. I've heard it all before. I know where the cue ball's going.
Yeah. But do you? That's why he asked for questions.
What's his name? That's his name. My favourite... On his day, the sweetest man in snooker, Dominic Dale. Just
DD.
Love him.
Double Ds.
Still going. I think he's retiring at the end of this year.
Oh.
Which is, I mean, great career, awesome, great for anyone that's a fan of his commentating because I just love him. I like his weird dress sense. I like his little cute mannerism. He's just ace. I just love him.
Dominic Dale,
I think
cute as a button.
Still cute as a button. I think he's really sweet. You can't...
The sweet man of snooker.
Yeah, he is. He's just like the sweet talker. I love him.
Snooker sweetheart.
I like that he wears different coloured shoes as well.
What,
if you've never seen.
Like one foot each, a different colour?
He'll have like a yellow Converse and a red Converse, yeah.
Trendy.
I know, Dominic.
Does he wear that with a suit, like David Tennant's Doctor?
He wears quite big, like Harry Hill collars.
Harry Hill collars and multicoloured too.
It's quite the look.
He sounds like he should be like Doctor Who.
Yeah. Oh my God, Dominic Dale for Doctor Who.
With like a celery on his lapel.
Yeah, if any snooker player was going to be Doctor Who, it would be Dominic Dale.
That's a good shout, yeah.
Without a doubt. I have no doubt in my mind. Yeah.
I can't think of...
Dominic Dale. I don't know how we got onto Dominic Dale, but... yeah, anyway, I wanted to give a quick shout out, totally unrelated, to Tony Southern. If Send it to him because he needs the recognition. The British guy, first player to ever win a match at the World Disability Snooker Championship, which has been going on. Superb. Amazing.
Excellent.
Have a look it up, watch some of the highlights. It's really good. The standard is really good. I saw there was a Pakistani player that had come in and he made like breaks of 87 and like 61 in like this like back to back.
Yeah.
Really high standard, really good stuff. Let's move on to the World Grand Prix.
Let's do that.
Starts tomorrow.
Exciting.
8 games tomorrow, 8 games the day after. Interesting games. The two bad boys of snooker, Karen Wilson versus Matt Selt.
Bad boys of snooker.
I think Karen Wilson's a bit of a
You
bad
think
boy.
he's a bad boy? I think he's a classic family man.
I think he's a bad boy. I think he's a good spokesman for the sport. I think he's a very good world champion. I think he's a great player. I think he's very well spoken. But I think when he wants to be, he's a bit of a bad boy.
He's a bit of a bad boy. Is that after he called Sean Murphy an old man?
That doesn't sway. I mean, yeah, that doesn't help.
That's just a bit of laddie bants.
Laddie banter.
That's just banter between lads.
He's got a bit about him. He wears nice shoes, you know. He's just a bit of a bad boy.
So
I don't know what it is. He just strikes me. If I met him, I'd think, yeah, you're a bit of a bad boy.
What's your logic there? Nice shoes does not a bad boy
he's just
make.
a bit laid back. I know he likes practicing in front of the fans, getting it on. He's a bit of a bad boy.
He's a bit of a bad boy. I've never seen him as a bad boy.
Who's the bad boy of snooker then? Probably is Ronnie.
Well, I'd say it probably is Ronnie, but is he a bad boy? In the past, he's probably been a bad boy. He's into his running now.
I don't know. Good for Ron.
Yeah.
Run Inside. That should be his autobiography name.
It should be. But I think he's probably had a few out now, but his most recent one was Unbreakable.
Nice. So good. I'm obsessed with just any sports biographies that link in. Stuart Broad's, the cricketer, was Broadly Speaking when he retired, which I just think is unbelievably good.
That's very good.
There's a few good cricket ones, like Over the Boundary and like all that type of stuff. Love it.
I think Stephen Hendry's is something like My Table, My Story or something like
that. Yeah, man. Yeah. I love Stephen Hendry. Let's not.
Oh no, yeah.
Slag Stephen Hendry.
I think he's a very humble man.
Yeah, no. Oh my god. Great guy. Has done so much for snooker and like.
I think he continues to do that with his YouTube channel now as well.
Oh, Q-Tips is the best, apart from maybe Break from Life, and now maybe
us. Cueless
who knows?
As well, yeah.
Cueless, Q-Tip. We're in the same sentences.
The difference is that Break for Life and Stephen Hendry can play snooker.
Yeah, we've got Ben with the highest break of what? 9. Everybody. And how can we describe the 9? Talk me through it.
Oh, it's a bit of a haze, that memory. Just the adrenaline from that evening. The J2Os were flowing in the snooker club.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm not Alex Higgins. I'm not there drinking vodka oranges while I'm playing an important match against my workmate.
Yeah.
No, it was just a case of red, black, red, and then fumbled for next black. I got 3 balls into a 147.
Three balls into a 147, everybody.
Yeah.
3. I've been 4 balls into a 147, and I kid you not, on the 3rd red, I shit myself. I absolutely shit myself.
Literally.
Not like literally like John Higgins shit himself, but I mean like I was so nervous. I was like pretty good on the red as well.
Who was watching?
I was like in the type of position that you would be in, and pros would be like, it doesn't get much better than this.
They'd be getting the reds and black stats up on the commentary.
Yeah, they would. They'd be saying like, right, yeah, they'd have the balls be like 13 reds, 13 blacks. Be like, yeah, we know. We all know. No one's mentioned it yet, but we know what's happening here. We know what's... Also, shout out, in terms of 147s, kind of skipped over it before. Sean Murphy has 2 147s in a month.
Yeah, it's impressive.
That is good. That's what I mean. Like, he got beaten by Joe O'Connor, but that does not mean that he's not a serious threat coming up into the Worlds.
Saying that because Karen Wilson wears nice shoes, he's a bad boy.
Yeah, that is. He doesn't just wear nice shoes. Like, let's get back onto the bad boy stuff then. He doesn't just wear nice shoes. I'm not up on my high brand shoes. They're like slip-on loafers.
Oh no, I think I know the ones you talk. It's taken me a while to catch on to that.
Karen is, you look the bee's knees, dude. You look awesome. He's always got a new hairstyle. It's like he's the trendy.
His waistcoat.
Have I imagined an earring? Has he got an earring?
I'm going to say he does.
Have I imagined Karen Wilson with an earring?
I can picture him with an earring.
Suit one. Yeah. He'd really suit
Which
one.
snooker player do you think would suit a nose ring the most?
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the only. That's the type of content.
I'm talking like the hipster one on the side of the nose.
Yeah, not the bull ring.
No, not the septum.
Let me really quickly. That's what I'm saying. Like, are we taking Karen Wilson out of this? Because actually, it's Karen Wilson.
It's Karen.
Karen rocks up with a mullet and a new nose ring. No one's saying anything.
Sport relief.
That's what I mean. He's the bad boy. You're not messing with him.
Yeah.
What player would suit a nose ring the most? You have to sort of.
I don't think.
I'm trying to. Neil Robertson. Neil Robertson could get away with a nose ring.
Neil Robertson could actually, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's Australia. It's one of those things we do over there, Mike. It's one of those things we do. You get to 40, you get yourself a nose ring. Yeah. Also, I really like Neil Robertson.
I do as well.
About him much, but I really like Neil Robertson. I'm glad he's good again. He was so shit for a while.
He was, yeah.
And he just wasn't getting the results. He wasn't shit. He was just. And actually, on this note, John Higgins has really struggled over the last 2 years with losing close games. Look back, even just look to the Welsh Open. It was 4-all in one of the slowest, most boring games of all time against Mark Selby and John Higgins. It was 4-all, and he lost that ninth frame. Mark Selby went on to win, and there's been a lot of that where he's lost the deciding frame and stuff. So I'm really happy to see him back winning really tight deciding frames. And obviously, we know the secret to his success.
Constipation.
Constipation. Yeah, pays the bills.
I can just imagine him now sort of go, right, we're cutting all fibre out of my diet.
Yeah, great.
Those raisins away.
I want to be practically like turtling out there. I want there to be a bulge. That is when I play my best snooker. Yeah, so good.
I think we need to.
I loved that he came out and said it though. He was like, "Yeah, I just really needed a shit."
I think we need to get the nickname John Jobby Higgins.
Nice. I was gonna say the pooper, but Pooper Trooper.
Pooper Trooper. Imagine Rob Walker introducing John Higgins to it. It's the Wizard of Wishaw. But imagine Rob Walker at the Crucible. The Pooper Trooper. John Higgins.
Yeah, the Pooper Trooper. Off the podcast, Ben once said to me that he wanted Rob Walker to MC his funeral.
I do. I think if tragic circumstances happened and I was to die, in fact, this is public record now, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, nice. Walker, this is going out.
I'd like to MC my funeral.
You know what? Type of guy that you'd think would just rock up and do it. And I tell you what, he'd do a fucking good job.
Would, yeah, he'd do fantastic.
Yeah, he would. He never lets anyone down, that man.
No, I think it'd be great as they're carrying my casket into wherever my funeral is. The Crucible, why not?
Yeah, but I don't think. To be fair, once the World Champions has left there, they'll probably be looking for anything. We'll take your funeral, sure.
Yeah, why not? And then they could play my walk-on music, and
which is
I think actually I'd go "Talk of the Town" by Shed 7.
Nice, I like that. If I was ever playing darts, I don't want my walk-on to be Sharp Dressed Man by ZZ Top. I just think it would, and I could walk on with like one of those darts shirts that looks like it's got a bow tie on it. But it
or maybe I think ZZ Top. I think Get It On would be a good one.
Get It On, yeah. Any of theirs, any sort of American rock, Legs, Lagrange, any of it, all good walk-on stuff.
But then, then Rob Walker can
walk-ons on snooker. Strange. Can we talk about them for a sec?
Yeah, of course.
Walk-ons in snooker are straight. Like, obviously with darts, I don't want snooker to be darts. I'm not saying that. Obviously they are owned by the same thing. Barry Hearn's involved.
Yeah.
But I don't... Snooker very much shouldn't have that type of walk-on.
No.
But it feels like it's sort of... It's gone like 75% of the way.
I don't
with
mind.
The walk-on with the music.
I don't mind it. It's just... They usually never have very good...
Also, another tick in my bad boy box. Karen Wilson's walk-on music's mental. It's like D&B. It's mental. It's like unse as he's walking on. Where like I'd love to know what some of their walk-on songs are. You don't see it very often. It's only really the.
I'm pretty sure Mark Selby's Kasabian.
Nice.
Be surprised if
I'm
it
on
wasn't.
fire or just.
I think probably is. I mean, he's from Leicester. I'd be surprised if it wasn't Kasabian.
Yeah, nice. Very nice. I honestly don't... we'll do a section at some point on walk-on songs of snooker players. I've seen Stuart Bingham's once and it felt really weird. It was like a really modern pop song.
Mark Williams.
Maybe his daughter chose it or something.
Mark Williams is great. Delilah.
Is it? Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
He's just got such taste, Mark Williams.
He does, yeah.
Just a quick shout-out, if you don't know. Who's your favourite snooker player?
I'd say Ronnie, but I do really
spot.
like Mark Williams. If you put me on the spot, I'd say Mark Williams.
If you put me on the spot, I'd say... So we're in Mark Williams' camp over here.
Yeah. His Twitter's very good value because he sort of misspells everything.
Really good. Is that on purpose?
I've got no idea. I think he just types them out so quickly. It's just a mishmash of capital letters and stuff.
There is also a Twitter account that is like purely for like decoding whatever he says. Like the days he just retweets it but spelt right. Absolutely love Mark Williams. He's great.
Yeah, I really like him.
Like in terms of value for money, if you were going to go watch the snooker, Mark Williams.
Mark Williams, yeah.
Speaking of Mark Williams, he's playing Bingham.
Do it, Bingham.
Ball run Bingham, the luckiest player in the game. I'm pretty excited about it.
I'm looking forward to it.
I like both of those players. I bet they've got a lot of respect for each other, you know?
I bet they do as well. 5 o'clock start. 5 a.m. start. Gonna be up for that.
Nice. I won't be watching that, yeah. Well, all the insight you get on that game will be research.
Yes. The World Snooker Tour YouTube page.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. You can watch the same thing we will.
Yes.
But Karen Wilson versus Matt Selt, the bad boys of snooker.
Bad boys of snooker.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm sticking by it. Karen Wilson, I've got a lot of ticks in that box. We got shoes, we got haircut, we've got an earring, we've got a walk-on, and there's probably a nose ring coming.
There's nose ring coming.
Nose ring, yeah, pending, yeah. So we got Karen Wilson, we got Sean Murphy versus Ben Woolston, and the best fixture in my eyes of the first round is John Higgins versus Ali Carter.
Yes.
What a first round.
I'm looking forward to that a lot. What time does that
especially
one start?
considering they were both
11:30. There we go.
Nice.
11:30 on Tuesday.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
I'll be watching.
Me too.
I'll be watching. Yeah, John Higgins versus Ali Carter. Really excited for that one. Considering they were both back in the semis as well.
Yeah, I'd say
both in form.
Yeah. I'm a big Ali Carter fan. I really like him.
Let's talk about Sean Murphy's ranking for a second.
Let's do that.
For anyone that doesn't know, in 2020, so the 2-year ranking system is a strange system. So we've got the 1-year ranking system, which determines like when they choose the Players' Championship, whoever's in the top 16 and stuff. That's how much you've won that year, and it's all prize money. And then we've got the 2-year ranking system, which is how they choose the top 16 for the Crucible. So obviously the top 16 is seeded. If you're not in the top 16, you have to qualify. Sean Murphy in 2023 won the Players' Championship. You win £125,000. Not bad. When the 2 years is up, so the Players' Championship's coming up soon, and it's before the Crucible is key. When that starts, £125,000 will drop off of his ranking, which will take him from 12th, sitting pretty, to 17th.
Yeah.
That's right now. It'll change a little bit. So he'll go from 480 to 350-ish. And he actually got quite unlucky because he won the Masters. And he won, I think it's about 200 grand. And it's not a ranking event, obviously, because it's all invitational. So he's won the money, but not in the ranking events that he needs. So there's a big chance we might see the Masters winner having to qualify for the
That
Crucible.
that'd surely be a big kick in the bollocks for him. You win one of the biggest tournaments in snooker, and you have to go through qualification.
Yeah, I know, and also
Here's 200 grand
like...
and a bruised bollock.
Yeah, and we've got people like Neil Robertson.
Yeah,
last year didn't get through qualification.
Yeah.
That's how tough that is.
Yeah.
There's so many players between 16th and literally. Well, we've just seen Surety at 89th get to the standard in the top 16. Let's say the top 5. I think top 6. There's a little bit up. A tad, not much. Anyone could beat anyone.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But I'm saying the top 4 or 5. They're really good. And then everyone else,
it's
from 10th
it's really tight,
to 50th, is especially with all the young Chinese players that are coming through. You could have never seen a player before, and they could beat Judd Trump on a good day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think that's incredible. By the way, that's definitely something to talk about in the future.
It's amazing. It is amazing.
I think the UK could learn a lot in terms of how the Chinese set up with snooker and stuff. I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
I mean, what have they done in the last 15, well, longer, but years that have? I don't know what I've never been. Don't know what their snooker clubs are like and stuff. Don't know what their snooker culture is like. Ours is very much like the BBC.
Yeah,
all snooker.
I think that's good though because it means it's free to watch. I'm not snooker being on BBC, but I think
snooker has an amazing ability to when you watch one shot on the BBC, especially because it is free to watch, and we thank the BBC for that. You're invested. It's got a hook. It grabs its hooks in you as soon as you've watched a shot. You're like, oh, because it's so easy to get the context of a snooker frame. Where he's right. The what you need is in the very minute. It's best of 19.
Yeah.
He's on 4 and he's on 5. And it's boom. We're
Sorted.
away. Do you know what I mean? It's like that's it. That's all I need to know.
I think what they do in China, and I might be wrong. Feel free to correct me, either yourself or anyone listening. No. Is at school, I believe. I think if you're not like typically athletic or whatever, I think you're allowed to play snooker instead of like your usual PE things.
Right.
I think that's how it works. So it just gets loads of kids into snooker.
Imagine playing snooker at school. Yeah. It's just beyond me.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't happen. I didn't see a proper snooker table until I was 15. I don't know. You just don't see them that much anymore. You see pool tables knocking about, but not a proper snooker table.
I didn't play on a full-size snooker table until I went to university.
You kind of have to seek them out a little bit.
You do, yeah.
They're like a rarity.
But then I think snooker clubs are really...
No, it's not great that they're rare. It's just great when they're there. What a bloody slogan that is. It's not great that they're rare. It's just great that they're there. I said that not even knowing how cool it was going to be.
That's superb. That's great.
That's funny.
But no, I think if the UK was to take a leaf out of that Chinese book and just put snooker tables in schools... Because it's good for other stuff like maths.
Not cheap though, are they? That's the problem.
They're not cheap, no.
Yeah, very good for maths skills. The same with darts.
Yeah.
Good.
I think
really nice ways of doing maths.
I'd say giving kids snooker cues is slightly safer than giving them darts.
Yeah, true. Say count down from 501. Go on.
Just go to a really rough school and give them a dartboard.
Yeah, that's funny. But what I was basically, Sean Murphy has the potential to tumble down those rankings a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think right now, if he did, please correct me if I'm wrong, sitting at 17th, who would go up, is Jack Jones.
Jack Jones,
the finalist.
Yes.
Of the Worlds last year.
Tell you what, I'm on the World's Snooker Tour website.
Have a look at the rankings. Who's 17th?
Live.
And then
live rankings. World rankings, that's what we want. That'd be the 2-year one, wouldn't it? 16th is... 17th is Jack Jones, yeah.
Yeah.
With Tom Ford, 18th.
Yeah, Tom Ford's just gone up a few.
And Neil Robertson 19th.
Yeah, Neil Robertson, a good little run.
Yeah.
He is... Is he in? I'm pretty sure he's in the... He will be.
I'd have thought so, yeah. I'd be surprised if not.
We can cut this, actually. I'll just start again from saying... and so back to Sean Murphy. From what I was saying, he could sort of tumble down. The person that would... The benefactor from that would be Chuck Jones or Tom Ford, who are 17th, 18th. And then Neil Robertson's 19th. So we could see him not having to qualify again, which I'm sure he's trying to not do because it obviously didn't go well for him last time. It's crazy having someone that won the Worlds fairly recently not qualify for the Worlds. Like that is...
Yeah.
That's how weird and how strong the games are down the rankings a little bit now. Yeah, and actually Joe O'Connor, you've seen it coming, did qualify for the Worlds last year and beat Mark Selby, his fellow Leicesterman. The jester from Leicester, he beat him in the first round. So so watch out for Joe. Seriously, watch out for Joe. Who's your prediction for the World Grand Prix? We'll wrap it up a little bit. Who's your prediction?
I'm gonna say I think Sean Murphy has to be a favourite for it. Playing really
also
well.
I think Ben Wollaston
It's within his interest to win
significantly. No offense to Ben Wollaston, there's less tension, one, and it's a little bit of an easier game than Stephen Maguire.
Wow.
Because Stephen Maguire's a proper battler.
Let's hope to God Ben Wollaston isn't listening.
I know. Put some wool in your ears, Ben Wollaston.
Shocking.
Because you don't want to hear what I just said. But go prove me wrong. Maybe I'm the... Do you know where the phrase "got your goat" came from?
No.
No, they used to... Race horses used to fucking love goats. Used to be like busy mates with them and stuff. And so they used to put them in the... I was about to say kennels, but it's a hell of a kennel.
It's a hell of a kennel. Tell you what. It's a hell of a kennel.
It's a hell of a kennel, mate. But yeah, they used to put them in the stables with a goat. And right before the race, they used to like take the goat off them to rile them up, to get them pissed off for the race.
So the goats were like therapy animals.
Yeah, so the phrase "got your goat," and right now, Ben Wilson, I've got your goat. So go and prove me wrong. Wink.
He's going to go win it now.
I made it a bit sexual, but
Did a bit. I like the goats also, were the very first therapy animals. That's...
Yeah, I know. How nice. I like goats.
I like goats as well. You know what? I'm going to go and buy a goat and take it around.
Yeah, that's
great. This is my therapy goat.
Yeah, therapy goat.
Yeah.
My prediction, pretty boring prediction. I think the bad boys due some.
You think?
Due some luck. I think K Wilson.
KW.
Even the name Kyron is like. Oh,
it's sort of like. It's because it's not quite Kieran. It doesn't play by the rules. It doesn't do what you're expecting.
It's not quite Kieran. Man, what a nickname.
It's not quite Kieran.
It's not quite Kieran.
Well, it's not. How many
Rob Walker saying that.
Have you met?
Not many. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying none.
I've met a few Kais as well, and now I'm wondering if that was... No, because that's short for... Oh my God, what's Kai short for?
Don't know, he's just always been like
that. Nice. That's a proper joke that a short person wouldn't.
It would, yeah. For context, I'm 5'5". Thanks for listening. We're going to wrap it up now. We'll be back next week, once a week, for the foreseeable future.
Every Monday. If you like it, we'll keep doing it.
Yeah. If you've made it this far, leave us a little comment down below. What can they comment to let us know that they've made it this far?
Got your goat.
Got your goat.
Got your goat. Because I think if you haven't watched this far, that'll make no sense.
It won't, no. And send us an email too. Our email is Isaac.
Cueless, so it's like clueless without an L, but not the important L. So cuelesspod.
Cuelesspod.
What an awful description of a word. I should rewrite the dictionary with stuff like that.
You should do, yeah. Send us an email at
cuelesspod@gmail.com. cuelesspod@ snookerpod@gmail.com. Send us questions, hypothetical questions, send us stories of snooker and pool and whatever you want, and we will get back in touch with you. Maybe we'll read it out on the pod.
Yes.
We'll answer your questions. But yeah, thank you so much for listening.
Yes, thank you very much. First ever listens.
Yeah, and a little reminder that the Grand Prix starts tomorrow.
Tune in.
Tune in. See you next week.
See you next week.